All right, so today we're here on the Johnny and Sergio show to talk about school communities and how can you make money having a community. So I'm excited to talk about this one because I think we could come up with a lot of good ideas. Maybe someone out there turns this into a community and makes some money. So let's start with the one that you like the most.
Well, do we want to talk about models first and what exactly a community is and what we're talking about and what platform is best?
All right, yeah. Before we start, let's talk about that. So basically, you've always been able to make a community and build something around a community. But before you were doing it like Facebook groups or just like anything like that.
Discord, some people
Discord and Facebook groups
Slack.
is a big one. But Sam Ovens, this internet guy, he came up with Skool. We started using it for Home Service Academy, and it's a really good way to just start a community that has like the course, like the calendar if you have live calls and all that. I'm not a sales guy for Skool. We don't got a freaking affiliate link or anything, but it is really a good way.
We do have a... We're going to put it in the description below. So start your community if you listen to this and click our affiliate link.
That is true. But it's a great way to make money because what we've learned through building a personal brand and by building like a community is that when people are banded around like something like that, then they're just more willing to buy things and, you know, put money into it. So it's a great way to have a business.
Mm-hmm. And what are the different types of groups you can run? Because you can have a free group, you can have a paid group. Walk me through
in terms of like how you can make money with it.
Yeah, like because you can make money with a free group, you can also make money with a paid group. Paid group is a little more self-explanatory, but like how would someone go about monetizing a free group for, let's say, I have some ideas on the list. We'll start with the first one, Blackjack. By the way, I do know someone doing this, so it's validated.
What I was thinking is like as we go through each community, we'll explain which one we think is a better model, doing like the free community versus paid, and like how we would monetize that specific group. So you down?
Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead. Take it away with Blackjack. How would you do it?
Okay, so Blackjack.
And by the way, for this little game, you have to come up with a name for the group, this imaginary group.
Dude, I can't. You put me on the spot, bro. I'm just gonna go into Blackjack.
Okay.
The Blackjack group. I know someone doing this actually. I don't like personally know him, but it's called Blackjack Apprenticeship.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he runs up because he's got a ton of subscribers, and all he does is sell a community and a course on how to count cards and how to win at Blackjack. And what you get when you purchase it, last time I checked, I don't know. I'm not affiliated with him, by the way. I just looked at his landing page because I thought it was interesting and I was interested in counting cards. I still am. And he sells a community component, a course, but also he has his own like software built into it. So depending on what type of table you're sitting at, whether it's multi-deck, double deck, single deck, you can put all that stuff in and calculate your expected earnings if you're to count perfectly and play perfectly at that table. And it's for people who want to learn how to count cards. And if I were to do it, I just don't see, because when I think free group, I think, how can I take someone from this free group and sell them another service? And you can do that with anything. It's more of like a funnel for whatever you want to sell. Blackjack specifically, counting cards is a skill. It's not like Blackjack. If you're just playing to play, it can be a hobby, but some people treat it as like a skill to count cards because it is. It's difficult and it takes time to learn. And when things take time to learn, it's really helpful to be in a community with other people who are taking it serious. And when you have a bunch of people who are taking it serious, when you want a community of people that are taking it serious, the whole concept of when you pay attention. I'm a big fan of that. We've seen it with our cleaning community, our cleaning business community that we have. When people pay, they're more likely to pay attention versus when they just sign up for something free. So you're going to have more buy-in. And with counting cards, you have to practice. Like a lot of the time is spent just with a deck and counting, right? +1, -1, +1, -1. And I'm sure it helps to be in a community of people who are trying to learn the skill. So maybe you can hop on calls with them and be like, hey, well, let's practice counting and do kind of
coach them through it.
Yeah, coach them through it. And there's different concepts and stuff you need to learn. So If I were to do it, I would just definitely do some type of recurring component to it, like $50 a month, $100 a month.
To be in that community.
And have curriculum. I'd have coaching calls. And then I would probably have some type of higher ticket package where they get more of my one-on-one time, and farm the paid group.
Got it.
Because $50, I mean, if you turn $100 a month, it's really not that much. It's not that crazy. Most people can pay that, especially if they're that interested in learning something super niche. Whereas opposed to someone here's $50 a month, like, oh, I wouldn't even pay Netflix $50 a month. It's like Netflix is more general, direct to the consumer. Whereas you get into these little paid communities that are charging these $50, $100 a month. It's for very like particular niches and skills and hobbies and interests.
Yeah. And I mean, it's even crazy, like 100 times 50, you have 100 people in there, that's $5,000 a month. That's still pretty good business.
And if you're not running ads and you have some type of distribution where you don't have to pay, that's all profit. It's all profit.
I think Blackjack is interesting because people could make money. It's a hobby that people can make, and they could lose money too, but they're in it for the money. So one thing we didn't really talk about is like what makes a group or like a group have potential. So from your perspective, why would a Blackjack be a good group to do?
Oh, well, you said it, right? It's almost like a business opportunity, but not quite a business opportunity. It's very low investment. You don't need to come out of pocket to get into Blackjack. You just need, I mean, you do, but not to buy you buy a deck of cards and you can learn,
Right.
Whereas someone who's selling like a business opportunity, you have the startup investment and stuff that you're coming out of pocket for on top of the investment into whatever resources you're paying for to learn from. Blackjack, on the other hand, you just have kind of like what you want to play with. And I think it's really good because you can make money with the hobby, like you said. So it's going to be very enticing to learn a skill that's going to make you money if you live near casinos, if you plan to go to Vegas or whatever it is, and you're going to take it serious, because there's full-time Blackjack players. There's a lot of them, actually, who just make a full-time living off playing 21. And there's other people who make full-time livings off other games too. But it's kind of in a weird middle ground where it's not quite a business opportunity, but it's still a hobby, but you can still make money.
Yeah. And gambling in general is like very addictive. So I would imagine when people really get into it, they love doing it. Especially like counting cards.
If you're trying to count cards though, you're not going to gamble. That's the whole point. Is like, okay, dude, if I have a 5 and a 5 and a 10 and they're showing queen, I can double that, but that's gambling. You know what I mean? Right. But if you know the count and everything, statistically, I've got an edge here. I'm going to hit. I'm going to not take the double. I'm going to hit, so on and so forth. So I want to make that distinction because you can't just be throwing that around. It's not gambling.
I'm sorry. So, okay, if we had to rate this one, where would you put it? Like we got S tier, A, B, C.
We're doing a tier list?
Wait, would it be A, B, C, D, F? Like that?
S, A, B, C.
You want to do it like that? Okay.
S, A, B, C.
Where would you put it in terms of like a business opportunity? Start one of these groups.
Dude, I'd put it at an A, probably. I'd put it at an A. Yeah.
I would too.
I think
there's a ton of people that would like to do this.
Okay. So, all right. Now your turn.
All right. So, one group that I think would kill it is Collectibles. So this is not a very specific one because there can be different groups around this. But like an example would be Funko Pops. Another example would be like Brick Bears.
What is Brick Bears? I've never heard of Brick Bears.
The only reason I know of them is because of Ben Baller. Ben Baller did the chain, that guy?
Yeah.
He has like a whole wall of them. And they're like these luxury bear collectible things.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the reason that I think collectibles are so good for a group is because it's one of those things where if you want a specific item, you could find someone else in a community that has like that item. And they're usually pretty passionate about collecting these things. In terms of how I would structure it, dude, I don't know. I think it would have to be a free group model. I haven't really thought it out yet on how I would make money on those people.
I think it depends. I think it depends on what collectible you're kind of building the community around. Because
that is true.
It's something if it was like sports cards.
Uh-huh.
Well, now it's similar to what we were talking about with Blackjack. You can also make money buying and selling sports cards. as an example, I was on a Slack huddle today with one of our sales reps, Justin, and he was just getting back from the store buying a pack of sports cards, and he drew one. He started freaking out. He's like, "Oh my god, this one's for $200!"
Dude, sports cards would be a great community to start. And I mean, with like Brick Bears, that also has like a very high end type of clientele. So I think that would be another, because like sports card people that are into sports card. I mean, obviously you have a spectrum. You have like kids too, but you have people that are putting serious money into this and buying cards for 20 grand. So I think, how would you make money on it though?
I don't know, dude. I think again, it just depends. It depends what, like, you'd have to pick a certain collectible, because how you would run a Lego community and monetize that is going to be different from how you run a sports card community.
Well, you'd be teaching in sports cards specifically. You'd be teaching people what kind of cards are good to buy and probably how to turn a profit on them, right? So there's definitely a coaching aspect there.
Pokemon cards too.
Pokemon cards would be another good one. So, yeah, I mean, I think collectibles are great just because of how passionate people get about wanting to collect them, and you could also turn it into a money thing. So when it's money related, there's money to be made. People don't mind dishing out $25 a month, $50 a month for community.
Yeah. I don't really know though. We would have to pick a certain type and go down that route.
Yeah.
Because again, like Legos, for example, not really making money on Legos unless you need like a specific set of Legos. Then there's websites you can go to purchase those things. But it's not really.
I wouldn't put Legos.
Forum. It's more of like a forum. You know?
I wouldn't put Legos in collectibles though. That's separate.
How? Legos are absolutely collectibles.
It's
because you said Funko Pop. You let off with Funko Pop.
I don't know. When I think Legos, I think of something that I buy.
You can't lead off with Funko Pop and then say Legos aren't in that category.
I'm not building Funko Pops. They're collectibles, but yeah. If I had to rate collectibles as a whole for a business opportunity, I'd probably put it closer to like a B.
I'd put it at a C.
Put it at a C?
Put it at a C. It depends.
Sports
Cards and Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Specifically is going to B, but everything else that's non-ROI, like, going to C.
Okay. Do you have any types of groups that are not money related?
Yes.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, dude, some type of esport community. I think I'd make it free. I'd probably make it free, but I mean, League of Legends, Valorant, Counter-Strike, Rocket League. There's a ton of Call of Duty is a big one. All of these games have these huge communities of professional players that make a lot of money streaming, playing in tournaments, sponsors, and there's also a lot of people that want to go pro. And there's also not a lot, but there's a couple coaching companies I've seen that do high ticket, so not really group, but not really like a group, but like a high ticket program or coaching where they coach League of Legends. And there's another guy who does $250K a month coaching Rocket League. So it's validated that people will pay for coaching because like esports is only going to continue to grow. And there's a lot of people that want to go pro, just like someone would want to go from, college basketball to pro. Like they're going to pay for coaching, they're going to pay for trainers. And I think we're going to see that a lot more with video games and esports. And so I think a group around some type of one of those games, and there's even more that I didn't list, would crush it. Some type of free group where you have a bunch of different guides and stuff. Like, here's how you build this champion on League of Legends properly. Here's how you.
I agree, dude. Definitely the free group model with selling your coaching is 100% the route to go. And people pay a lot of money for the coaching. So.
I think it would crush, dude. Back in COVID when Orange Window Cleaning took a dookie and I was just at home playing League of Legends for like a month straight. And there's a group that I could join and like play with other people who were like trying to rank up and shit. Dude, I would have joined that. I don't know if I would have bought, but
for sure you would have joined the free group.
Yeah.
And I think it's good because there's like so many people that like, dude, like the video game industry is probably, I don't know the stats on this, but it's probably dominated by 15 to 25 year olds, right? Which don't have a ton of money, especially to invest in like the gaming, but the ones that are trying to go serious to pro, they'll definitely pay $1,000 a month for coaching.
Yeah. And the caveat to it, though, is if you're doing anything where you're teaching a skill or coaching, you actually have to be good at what you do. Because if you're not, you're just scamming.
100%.
And it's really hard to be good at League of Legends or like these games.
If you've been like some kind of pro level of like a game like that, you can 100%, you know, build a following and build that community and start coaching people.
Yeah, the guy that does the League of Legends coaching didn't really get that far in the grand scheme of things.
But he has a level, the title of pro, right?
He has the title of, so the highest rank in League of Legends is Challenger, and he hit Challenger for like a little bit. But the thing with hitting Challenger is you have to maintain it. And he touched it for like real quick and then fell down, but he could still say, hey, I reached Challenger. So he holds the authority there, and he started running it up. I think he did like a video where he disclosed how much money he was making, and it was a shitload, like mid 6 figures. And the whole, like, when he made that video, there's a bunch of people like on Reddit slandering him because like, oh, he's not actually that good and he's making this much, he's scamming or whatever. But it's like, stop hating, man. I don't know. I'm getting off topic, but I think it'd be a good opportunity.
In terms of the ranking, I would put it at an A.
Put it at an A.
I'm close to a B, like B plus A minus. If I had to pick though, I think I'd put an A.
I'd pick A too.
Just because the market is so big. Mm-hmm. So,
and if you're good and you like hit clips and stuff, and there's any game that has a professional scene has a large player base, so that you can then reclip all that stuff and all your highlights, post it on TikTok, on YouTube, and make YouTube videos, and it's all one big funnel.
And there's Twitch,
yeah,
which is a great freaking marketing place for running this business. Mm-hmm.
I'll put it at an A. What you got?
You don't sound too confident about the A.
I like the A.
Okay, you like
people making a lot of money.
Yeah. Well, one of mine is similar to yours, but it's real sports, which is golf. And no hate though.
No, there was definitely hate.
I just don't play. I don't play those games.
Yeah, no, because you suck at Warzone, bro. That's why I don't like playing with you.
Bro, that was my first time.
You suck.
Okay, we're going off topic here, but I would do this for golf. And same reason as you. There's a ton of people that want to get good at golf. And I would definitely do the free community with coaching. And same as, you know, having that pro title, dude, there's a lot of golfers that have gone semi-pro and they've played on like, not the actual PGA tour, but like there's still pro tours that are not PGA. So, dude, if you've been experienced, you've gone to that level, you have that clout, then you can definitely start a free community and be charging people for one-on-one coaching. And it's just like a great funnel. And dude, you know, ever since COVID, golf is booming. So many people are trying to get into the sport and they want to get good. So I love this opportunity of golf, not only because I golf, but it's a great opportunity.
Would you do a paid group?
No, free group.
You do free? Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I think people would spend a lot of money because you were like, hey, I don't know the stats behind this, but I'd imagine the video game industry is 15 to 25-year-olds. Golf is going to be a wealthier demographic of people that you're marketing to this group. I think you could charge a little bit of money. I'm saying that because there was a company that does golf coaching that was on the Inc. 5000 this year.
Yeah, Golf Performance.
Yeah, they're running it up. To be an Inc. 5000, you have to do at least $3 million. Right. So I know they're doing at least over 3 million and in revenue. And I think a lot of people would pay to be in groups like this. And, you know, you're going to see people in the community posting their swings and stuff and getting better, trying to get better. I think the paid model is a little bit better for recurring because it takes forever to get good at golf. Like you've been doing it for a year and you still suck.
Whoa, dude! It's all relative,
it's
man.
Like high LTV.
People, let me have you know. People call me a prodigy on the course.
No, they don't. No one's called you that.
They call me the truth.
No one's called you that. But you get my point, though. Like it takes a long time to get good.
Definitely, and it's a lifelong sport, dude. People once you start golfing, they usually don't stop, or like they'll take breaks, but they'll keep going for a long time.
Yeah, that's why there's always some old heads on the course, like. They're probably been golfing for a while. So you can have high LTV on these people, I would imagine, if you do a good job at updating the curriculum and making the community really active. So I like that. I would put golf, personally, I would put it at S.
I would too.
I think golf's a good one. You had some other ones on there, though.
So, okay, let's talk about this real quick because I 100% think that free and paid can both work. So how do you determine when it's free versus paid when they both can work?
I think free is always going to be better if you have a high ticket thing to sell to get them to build trust and rapport with you as the authority.
Which I think golf can be. Mm-hmm. Because like you said, wealthy demographic. How much are they willing to pay for? I mean, personally, I pay $400 a month for coaching. So
that makes sense. I mean, you pay for what you got. So then you pay for like a dookie coach.
Dude. You got a bone to pick tonight.
And then paid if you want. Actually, I don't know. Like I said, it depends. If you have like a higher ticket package where you're selling, free group's good. If you want recurring revenue, I think paid's good. Recurring.
They could both work.
The recurring revenue, I think, is going to take a little bit longer to stack up because it's going to be a lower ticket thing, and you can probably still upsell them stuff, but you're not going to be getting as many people in because it's paid and there's a barrier there. So it's going to be kind of vetted. With the free, you're going to get a shitload of people in there, and you're going to send a certain amount of them. But I think both will work. At the end of the day, free or paid, I still put it at S.
Yeah. Going back to the collectibles thing real quick, because I was thinking about that, like that question, I would make that a paid community because you can build it in a way that's like, okay, this community is like people that are serious about like buying and selling these things. So you have that exclusive access to all these people in one place. And that if there's not that many places to find these people, then it makes sense. So you're paying for that access. Yeah. But yeah.
That makes sense.
Definitely I think S tier for golf.
Yeah, I think to note, free or paid will work for any of these niches. We've seen people make hundreds of thousands of dollars per month doing guitar lessons. You can do it in guitar lessons. You can do it in anything. And that was paid. Mm-hmm. And it was very expensive. It was not cheap.
Yeah. All right. What's your next one?
You had more sports on there. You said real sports, but you only said golf.
Oh, yeah. My other one was pickleball. And it was like very similar model. Pickleball is exploding right now. And same thing. Same exact thing. So if you're good at pickleball, you could definitely start a pickleball community.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say on that one because it's kind of the same as golf. But, I mean, you can't really...
I would make it S tier too, though, because the demographic is also pretty wealthy.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is, dude. Let me explain why. Because wealthy people like playing tennis, but they can't run that much. Actually, pickleball can be more intense. But for some reason, a lot of old people play it. And it like... there's a lot of people going to the hospital because of it. So that's just like a tangent, though.
It's just so new, and it's not as popular as something like golf. Where like golf, there's a lot of people who are like, I feel trying to go pro. I mean, can you even go pro in pickleball?
I think so. Of course, dude. If you can go pro playing League of Legends, you can go pro.
Dude, League of Legends has been around longer than pickleball, bro. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know which one's been around longer,
but it's 10 times more popular.
There's a pro level to it. I don't know. You probably watch it on ESPN Ocho or something, but
probably. But there's dude, they're coming out with some crazy stuff now. There's like I was at my girlfriend's an NBA G League dancer, and she was
just slight flex.
She would be at NBA if we had an NBA team in Vegas, but you know, it is what it is. Still proud. I was at the game to watch her dance, and there's an ad that popped up on the Jumbotron for a new Vegas professional sports team. Can you guess what the sports team is? I'm curious, Chris, can you guess what the sports team is? No idea.
Can you give me a hint? Because I want to get it, but just give me a hint.
Just take a guess. It's a female sport. I mean, dudes play it too, but it's definitely more popular as a female sport.
Dude, nothing's coming to my head.
Dude, it's volleyball.
Oh,
it's it's the professional volleyball league now.
Got it. And I was for some reason you were setting that up like it was gonna be some crazy sport that I've never heard of, but
oh no, of course you never heard of it. Yeah. It's just, would you ever think there's gonna be a pro volleyball league? Where they're having their first season this year.
Ever.
Yeah.
Of this league.
There's seven teams, and Vegas got a team, and they're playing at the Dollar Loan Center, and it's the Vegas Thrill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where I was going with that, but I thought that was interesting.
Crazy pro sports.
Yeah,
man.
all these new leagues are coming out and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised. I'm pretty sure I saw that there's like a professional pickleball league now.
Yeah.
I think that'd be a good one. I wouldn't put that in the same tier as golf though. It'd
Really?
probably be like a B.
B tier.
B tier. I
It's
don't think
definitely
it's not
S tier,
bullish
bro.
on pickleball S tier.
Yeah.
No way. No
Dude,
fucking
if you're
way.
watching this right now and you start a pickleball community and you're running it up, I need you to come tell us so we can prove to Johnny that it's S tier
No.
because it really is.
It would work. You can run it up. I'm not saying you can't. It's just not as good as golf. You can't put that in the same tier. I don't see a pickleball coaching company, group, community, whatever the hell you want to call it, on the Inc. 5000, but I do see golf.
It's newer, like you said. So we'll see. I guess.
Okay.
I'm not really gonna die on this. So,
Okay, all right.
What's your next one?
I got one. Anything skill-based, specifically business skills. So think sales, copywriting, editing, public speaking. You get the point. Anything that is a function of a business that needs to be trained. For example, if you're watching this, you've probably gotten a ton of ads for, hey, learn how I make $1,000 to $3,000 a month closing deals online on the internet. There's this whole new thing kicking up. Go become a remote closer. Go become a remote sales rep. And there's a bajillion of these communities running amok. I'm in one because it's something I need. I need trained sales reps. It's actually, we've joined 2 and spent a total of, what was it, 54 and then 10. Like,
Dude, don't remind me.
like $80,000+ we've spent on sales training and to get reps that are trained to do what we do and sell what we sell. And so I know that people can run it up in this because we've paid a lot of money for this. And from the consumer's perspective, from someone actually joining these groups, they learn the skill of sales. And you get the ROI of having the skill to sell. So you're then valuable. You can go to a company and say, hey, I went through blah, blah, blah's program and I'm certified and I have these skills. Here's some of my mock calls. Here's some of my whatever. And have a higher likelihood to get hired. And also, something like sales, you're directly generating more revenue for the business. You know what I mean? So I think communities based around this. You look at what Cardinal Mason's doing with Copy MBA. That's a community for copywriting. Copywriting is a super great skill to learn.
Our copywriter just started his own too. Christian.
Oh, he did, huh? Yeah. So any groups around
A skill that can make money.
A skill. I put that S tier, automatic.
A skill that can make money though, is that what you're talking about?
A business skill.
Right.
Even editing, even though it's directly not like something that's going to ROI immediately, if you can edit someone's videos and they can post that content and it has a chance to go viral and generate leads and views and sales, well then it's really valuable to a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I put that S tier, free or paid, however you want to do it, because there's always going to be a path to ascension.
I'm curious how you would make one of these like these groups. Like, what would be your model? Because you're saying like we've paid these companies like $80,000. That's like a B2B side. Is that what you would do?
Well, on the B2C side, all they do is have all the training and curriculum on sales or copywriting or whatever. And then you get trained and you get coached and you go through, 8 to 12 week program. And then you get placed at a company, or they show you how to get placed at a company by doing outreach and applying for jobs and training on how to interview. So I wouldn't change anything. I would charge either, like a high upfront cost, $2,000 to $6,000
to get into the community. And that's obviously with everything in it.
Yeah.
Any like coaching with that $2,000 to $6,000 investment?
Yeah, I mean, coaching calls, you're gonna have to teach them the skill. So there's gonna need to be one-on-one coaching. Either you're gonna do it or you're gonna hire coaches to do it who know the skill. You're gonna have coaching calls on different things like mindset, things like setting, closing. If I'm talking about sales specifically, obviously this is gonna look different in each of the different skills, but it still translates the same.
Got it. You put it S tier?
S tier for sure. S tier. Actually, I don't know. It might be A because of everybody that has these groups. There's a lot of these groups out there.
So I was thinking about that. I don't think competition is necessarily what makes it an A. I think you could run it up in any industry I think that's a good thing. competition. I would put it A tier because of the types of customers that it generally attracts. People that want to make money are usually on the lower side of income, and they'll buy your $2,000 course, and then 3 days later be like, "Nah, I changed my mind. Give me my money back." And
I tried it and it didn't work. 3 days,
Exactly.
I tried it. It doesn't work.
Exactly. That's the only reason I would make it A tier, but it's still a good business.
I'll put it A tier too.
Okay.
It's a good point.
All right then.
All right, Popcorn, back to you.
Okay. So my next one is kind of similar to what you said, Legos, but it's 3D printing. So 3D printing is, I mean, dude, it's become like very normal to be able to have a 3D printer. Back then it was really hard, but now you can buy a machine for like a couple $100. And you need some kind of like a blueprint to print something out. It's kind of like a 3D rendering of what the product is going to be that comes out of the machine. Simply, it's like if you had a Word doc, but it's just 3D, whatever you're trying to print. And people sell these like templates. People make them themselves. It's just, if you can make them, you can make them. But that's why these communities can be so good, is because you can, one, have templates in there that you sell, but you could also make it a community where people can give templates to each other and share like what they're building and what they're printing out with their 3D printers. And people get pretty passionate about 3D printing. So, and okay, one last thing on why I think this is a really good opportunity is because it also has the implication of being able to make money with it, because you can sell these products on like an Etsy store or a Shopify store, things like that. So 3D printing, what are your thoughts?
I like it. I like it specifically because you can go into a bunch of different niches with this. You can go broad. You can go super defined. And if I were to go super defined, I think about these like Dungeons and Dragons nerds that like go super hard on these board games and these figurines. There's a whole community around people who like 3D print and paint figurines for board games. So I think that'd be a really good opportunity. I heard about a company that was just doing the painting for the collectibles, and they sell their stuff online, running over $1 million, running it up, just painting little figurines. Now for 3D printing, I think you could print custom things for different games like Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know many board games. It's the only one I know, but I'm sure there's a Warhammer's another one that has a big community, and you could definitely run it up 3D printing those little figurines. As a side note, as far as the community goes, I think there's a lot of different ways you can take this, but it's kind of one of those things where it's such a big wave. It's such a big trend. You have lots of people getting into it. It's getting cheaper to get into. So I think it's a good opportunity just for the fact alone that it's kind of like a mega trend. And even if you start something that's dog shit, you're kind of going to get carried by that wave of everybody kind of getting into it and it growing so fast.
Yeah, I had another one on here, and it kind of ties in, and it's something where like it can be a hobby, but it can also be something to make money. So anything that you can like do yourself, sell on Etsy, charcuterie boards is like another one of those things where people do it as a hobby, but then they could also sell charcuterie boards or their crafts online. So it's one of those things where I would make it a low ticket for the membership, like $19 a month. But then there's some kind of form of coaching of, if you want to make money with it, then this is how you would do it. And then you can like sell that as a service once they're in. So
yeah, I like that. I would agree with that. Where would you place it?
I would place I'll put it A tier.
A. Okay.
Just because like on the hobbyist side, there's not a lot of money to make, but for the few people that want to make money with it, you can sell your services. So.
Okay. I like it, dude. That's a good one.
Thanks.
Do you have any other ones? Because I'm all out of group ideas. There's thousands you could do. I know for a fact any of these will work. I know for a fact there's worse ones that we haven't even talked about that will work, because when we were first starting Home Service Academy, I found a podcast, I forget the name of it, where all they do is teach people how to start membership sites. Mm-hmm. And it's just monthly recurring communities that they teach people to build. And some people were doing like $55K a month, $50K a month, and the most random niches. I remember there's one guy who just was doing a community for a membership-based community, so paid, for teaching people how to make beats.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, that's it. Teach people to make beats. So I know for a fact any of these would work. But as far as
dude, people sell beats too.
Yeah. We bought them.
That'd be a
I'm
great.
pretty sure we
community.
bought the intro. When you hear the intro on this podcast, we bought that beat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any more specific ones, but shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. What were you saying?
I said I'm all out.
Okay. Yeah, in general, dude, this is a great.
Wait, tell them
Business
why
to
we're
start.
close out with why we're even talking about this. The school
What?
games.
Oh, I kind of mentioned in the beginning, but yeah, the school games. Basically, Alex Hermosi, big business guy, he bought into Skool with Sam Evans, and they're doing this big old thing where if you start a community and you make money, the person that makes the most money is gonna win the school games. But then there's like the top 10, and you can still win prizes and stuff. So if you want to check it out, skool.com. SKOOL.
And use our affiliate
Bang.
link down below.
Bang. All right, that's it for the pod.
Peace.
Peace.